Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. So I don't know anyone else who has been slowly suffering like me, but it's been like 90 something degrees for the last 3 to 4 days and I am over it. It is September. Where's my 75 degrees crisp air? Like, where is it? Where? So honestly, I have been slowly melting and I'm pretty sure there are some other people who have been going through the same feeling, and I wish I could have that AC on 24/7, but the electricity bill says no. Trying to get through the heat. I'm wearing a cute Kuromi shirt today. I'm a big fan of Sanrio and all their characters. I have so many shirts with all of them on, everybody. I love their characters. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Sanrio. So you're gonna see way more shirts with their characters on them. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about 5 anime that I feel need remakes or reboots, whatever you'd like to call them. Now, I know that there are probably more than 5 anime that probably need remakes or reboots, but these are my personal 5. So if I haven't mentioned anything that you really feel needs a remake, feel free to comment below. I love interacting with all of you. It brings me joy and happiness. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and or subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me, especially since we're almost at 300 subscribers and my birthday is next week. So it would really bring me some joy, and I hope that all of you enjoy this video as well. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about my 5 anime that I feel really need remakes or reboots. Trust me, these anime, I have a lot to say about them. Starting off with number 1. Number 1 is Soul Eater. Soul Eater is by no means a bad anime. In fact, it's one of my favorite things of all time. So why does it need an anime remake? Good question. Soul Eater, at the time it was airing, actually stopped adapting its source material because the source was not completed. So after episode 36 or 37, it kind of went anime original. And the changes that they did were very interesting and kind of really upset the manga readers, aka me and plenty of other people. So the changes that they made were kind of like, what? Like, they were fairly drastic and just didn't really make sense for us readers. And we were like, okay, we know that the manga is not going to end like this. Like, that's pretty much impossible. So, us manga readers, we were watching it and we're like, And I don't know how anime onlys felt, but I know manga readers were not too happy with that last portion of Soul Eater, which is a shame because the majority of the anime is excellent. It's so much fun to watch. I absolutely adore Soul Eater. The characters, the action, the fight scenes, the dialogue, the aesthetic, especially. Everything was so wonderful for Soul Eater. But that last portion of it really needs to be remade. Now that we have the entire manga completed, it deserves a complete anime adaptation, a complete anime reboot or remake. It deserves it because that ending was by no means how Soul Eater ended. And I don't know, it just didn't hold my attention. Once it got towards that section of the anime, after it started making some major deviations, I just got bored and I was like, I don't know. Like, I just really didn't enjoy it as much as the rest of the anime. So I would really enjoy if they remade Soul Eater as a whole, cover the entire material. Even though I loved all the beginning and the majority of the rest of the anime, adapt it again, it's fine, because I love Soul Eater as a whole. So I would be, it would bring me so much joy to have more Soul Eater in my life, especially adapting that last portion of it. And that's why I think Soul Eater needs a remake. Coming in at number 2 is another anime that I fairly enjoyed. I can't really say that it was bad, but it still needs an anime remake, that's for sure. And that is Fate Stay Night. Fate Stay Night, the OG one, not the visual novel, but the OG anime series is so dated. I mean, come on, look at these visuals. It is, it's such a shame because the other 2 branches of, Fate Stay Night have gotten such beautiful adaptations by Ufotable. Fate Stay Night 2006 or 2004, I don't know what year, but it definitely looks like it's from one of those, needs an anime remake. Come on, we have Ufotable. Let them work on it. I know they've been having their hands full with like Demon Slayer and stuff like that, but come on, like you could find some time to adapt Fate Stay Night. You can't you? I really wanted to stay consistent with the other two branches of Fate Stay Night. I mean, Unlimited Blade Works looks amazing. It's just so great looking visually. I can imagine what they would do to, you know, OG Fate Stay Night. Like, honestly, like, they could make it look so great. It's not necessarily a bad anime. It's not necessarily a good anime. It's kind of like an okay anime. And who knows, maybe with a revamp or reboot, it could become a great anime. But right now, as it stands, it's just kind of you know, it's there. And it gets overlooked by the other two branches of Fate Stay Night because, hey, they're UFO table, they look great. You know, and so it gets really overshadowed, and I'm afraid that some people probably don't even know it exists. So I would really like a revamp, a reboot for Fate Stay Night. I think it really is in need of one. Those visuals definitely need an upgrade. Oh, definitely. Another anime that is in desperate need of a remake is Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul, the first season was fine. It was actually pretty good. But then it kind of just went downhill from there, which is a complete shame. Because they had such awesome source material. Why would you do that? Like, they had so much powerful source material and they gave us that adaptation. I remember who adapted this because I remember I was watching Chibi, you know, Chibi reviews, and he would always call them Studio Clown. I'm like, yes, it is legit Studio Clown. What they did to Tokyo Ghoul. Man. I don't have any words. I really don't. You know, their studio is Studio Pierrot, and their like mascot, you know, are legit like Joker mask. And you know what? They lived up to their name in the Tokyo Ghoul adaptation. It just totally was a mess. It's a true shame because the Tokyo Ghoul manga is truly excellent. It is absolutely excellent. And I hope that this anime series and anime adaptation didn't deter people from reading the manga because the manga is so worth it. But the anime, the majority of the rest, like the second, the you know, was an absolute disaster. So, like, honestly, I hope that people didn't give up on Tokyo Ghoul because of the mess of the anime adaptation that it had. But, you know, they could have done so much for it and really made it fall short, which is such a disgrace to Tokyo Ghoul because it really is such an awesome manga series, and they just totally butchered it. So, very in need of a remake. I am full support for a remake. Total support. Coming in at number 4 is Gantz. Gantz is an anime and manga that I actually really enjoyed. I love the artwork in the manga, but then the anime was kind of, I don't know. The visuals were not the best in the Gantz anime. And I think that's one of the biggest points or biggest reasons why I want a remake for it is because it doesn't really look too great. The animation isn't too great. The art is not as great, you know, it's okay, but it doesn't look that great visually either. There's a lot of details missing and a lot of, I don't know, it just doesn't look that visually great. Unfortunately, this is another anime that didn't get fully adapted because it wasn't completed at the time. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because Gantz kind of gets a little wild. Little is probably an understatement because Gantz is very extremely wild. So I don't know if we really want a true faithful adaptation of this anime exactly because it's out there, that's for sure. But at the same time, I really feel like it needs a remake because it just didn't look as great as it should have. It didn't look great visually. It didn't cover all the main points of it. It could have been so much more exciting. There was so much it could have done, and I felt like it kind of fell short of its potential. Like I said, I know that the source material is pretty wild, and maybe all of it wouldn't make good for an anime adaptation, but at the same time, that anime is not only very dated at this point, but it's just okay. It's just okay. And I feel like nowadays, we had like the Gantz O on Netflix. Like, even though it was 3D CGI, like I was like, now this is Gantz. This is Gantz. And I feel like we should have something like that for the rest of the manga, you know, the rest of the anime. I would like to see it adapted again in better animation, better storytelling, better everything, because it had that material and just didn't work completely, I guess you could say. It wanted to do something good but kind of fell short, I guess you could say. So I think that Gantz really needs a remake as well. And coming in at number 5, this anime also really needs a remake, and that is Dead Man Wonderland. Dead Man Wonderland is not necessarily a bad anime either, except that you only get a taste of things, like a little sprinkle of things here and there. You see like one really cool character and like that's it. Like you see a little bit of them and that's it. Or some big event and you see a little bit of it and like that's it. And it's like, why are you just like sprinkling us with these cool things and not showing us more? Maybe because they're trying to cram in all this awesome material in 12 episodes. Probably that's the reason why. But Dead Man Wonderland has so much more to it than what we saw in that anime adaptation. I do have the manga complete. I love Dead Man Wonderland. And compared to the anime is just a very, very loose adaptation of Dead Man Wonderland. While it does adhere to a lot of things that are important to the series, you're just getting a taste of it because there's so much more to Dead Man Wonderland than what we got in that anime adaptation. And to top it off, they ended you all with a cliffhanger. Like, so it doesn't really even properly end because it just ends and you're like, oh? Like, that's it? That's the end of the anime? It leaves you wanting more and there just is never more. So I really, really would like a true adaptation of Dead Man Wonderland. Its source material is completed. Don't just sprinkle us with these little like really awesome plot points and do nothing with it. That's just teasing us at that point. In that aspect, it was kind of disappointing, very rushed. Could have been better, but I feel like a remake featuring all of the brilliance of Dead Man Wonderland would be very beneficial, and I would like to see it. Now you're probably wondering, what about that elephant in the room? Like, why haven't you addressed it? I have no idea what you're talking about. Because that anime doesn't exist. I know what you're gonna say, The Promised Neverland. Don't you remember season 2? But that never happened, you know? Did that ever happen? Because I don't remember that ever happening. You know, they announced it and they just never made that season. Isn't that crazy to announce a season 2 and just never make it? Like, what happened to season 2? Like, I don't remember a season 2. I don't think it ever happened. I mean, why would you have something like Goldie Pond and then not adapt it? I mean, like, what studio would make such a mistake? Like, they just never made it. This anime season are you talking about? It never happens. I don't know about you, but I am still very upset about season 2 of The Promised Neverland, and I will always be very, very upset about season 2. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, if you have any anime that you felt also need remakes or reboots, feel free to comment below. I love discussing things with all of you. Thank you all for watching this video. Totally appreciate it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me, and I love making content for all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.